comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So, just got back from the lab, had my blood taken. It all happened real quick. Booked it yesterday, paid for it, and in today. So the results should be back, I don't know, sometime this week. And then we can see what's wrong. We can get to the bottom of this. The worst result for me now is nothing's wrong. Then I've got no excuses. That would be an absolute fucking disaster. They come back, they're like, everything's optimal. Everything is fucking bang on. It's just you. The doctor comes back and says, yeah, unfortunately, it's you. Your health's good, your organs are good, your blood's good, minerals, vitamins, everything is incredibly balanced. Bone density, fucking TRT, everything is fucking spot on. Whoop is like, you're in the top fucking 0.001 percentile. Unfortunately, what this means is everything that's wrong with you is your own fault. What a disaster that would be. What an absolute fucking nightmare. Just give me something. Give me iron deficiency or something. Say it's out of whack. Say I'm retarded because I'm missing something. Nope. You are perfectly balanced. Biologically, you're fucking perfect. Psychologically, we need to do a little bit of work. So let's see. I wonder if they can pick up mental illness in a blood test. One of your chromosomes is fucking way off, Boyle, way off. What I want actually is them to come back and say, it's incredible. You're an absolute fucking scientific marvel. To have got through everything you've got through just to be here today is incredible. That's what you want, isn't it? You want you want the position you are in right now to be a Herculean fucking feat. You want it to have been something to overcome, not like, you're perfectly fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with you at all, ever. You're here because I'm afraid there's no scientific term for fucking loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Soon as I walked in the door, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? Anyway, fucking, I'm heading out to the corporate. I'm heading out to the corporate box at the Celtics again tonight. I'm taking my little daughter. She hasn't been there, so fucking it's her turn. It's my turn again. My fucking wife didn't want to go, so I'm going. Looking forward to it. It's Phoenix Suns versus Celtics, so let's fucking wind this up. Let's get it going. You know what time it is. It's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation or any generation ever, comedian, philosopher, crane operator, Boyle, then head to my website, boylecomedy.com. You know the drill. Section there for Ask Boyle. Put your details in. Ask a question. Send it through. I'll do it. While you're there, fucking scour your memory, your long-term dark fucking almost deleted memories. Write in a fucked up Friday story and I'll read her out. Get it done. Anyway, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle was sent in from a long-time listener. I didn't realize how long she's been around, but I'm looking at my fucking Patreon and she's been a member since 2022. Thank you, Anna. Much appreciated. So this week's question, Germany. Anna, let's get to it. So here it is. I have an Ask Boyle. Your wife is obviously from a good family, well educated, has a master's degree. She actually has 2 master's degrees. And a job that requires lots of qualifications and makes her have a strong position in the job market. You, on the other hand, no offense, are a degenie that didn't finish uni and had an alcohol problem when she was first dating you and getting married to you. What on earth is the pull here? I really want to know why she chose you and how her family didn't protest big time against you. Love ya, but you know what I mean. Give us tips on how to pull quality women and men or slash men like that, please. Boyle. Well, Anna Bobana Fofana, you have come to the right place. Let's just fucking add something else. My wife is also fucking gorgeous. I mean, when we first started dating, she was an out and out 9.8 out of 10. Now we're older and she's had 2 kids. I still find her just as attractive. Anyway, I'll throw that in there as well. So, yeah, look, like to pull something like that off, like what I was able to pull off there, I'm not sure you can teach that. It's not something you can teach. Also, when I first met her, I was living in my brother's cockroach-infested apartment in King's Cross on the trundle behind his couch. So it wasn't like there was a lot of upside there. Honestly, I think about this occasionally and then I push it away into a dark, dark corner. I'm like, what the fuck was she thinking? What a fucking psycho. What an absolute fucking nut job. I don't know, but I was always able to, well, I wouldn't say always. With women, I always worked at opposite ends of the scale. I either fucking worked 10 out of 10s, like high quality, unbelievable women, or I got absolute zeros. There was no middle of the bell curve for me. It was either like, wow, or holy hell, what is that? And I don't know, that's just something in my personality. I always operated in the extremes with like friends, women, fucking behavior. Everything was extremes. Like friends, people either absolutely fucking loved me or despised me, hated me on sight for some reason. Well, I know the reasons, good reasons as well, but that's just the way it is. There wasn't a lot of like, huh? There wasn't a lot of like, yeah, he's whatever, yeah. It was either like, I hate that cunt, or, oh my God, I love that cunt. So that was just how it is. With my wife, we always, like from the start, we always just sort of fit each other good. And like she does have a little bit of psycho in her. Like she's an Indian and she actually did do all the Indian stuff, like fucking get married early, have kids, fucking do all the education stuff. But she always was like rebelling against the Indian norms. So I think a little bit of it was that, but like straight away, we just fucking clicked good. And I sort of fill all the missing parts of her personality, which are not many, but a few. And on the other hand, she fills in the large, gaping, ginormous missing parts of my character and personality. So as weird as it looks, it's actually a good match. And but as good a match as it is, I don't think she would do it again. I don't think she would go back to her fucking 23-year-old self and go, yeah, this is a fucking great idea. This is a fucking real good idea. This dodgy Australian guy that doesn't really have a job or any qualifications or house Oh, fuck. He's the guy I want to have kids with. He's the guy, I reckon. No, I don't think she would do that again. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. I think she's mentioned that as well. She's like, what was I thinking? And I'm like, I still don't know. I'm still unsure what you were thinking. But to be fair, as retarded as I am, and I clearly am, I've been able somehow to give her the style or type of life she wanted to live. Like, she didn't just want to get bogged down somewhere. So we lived in India for a little while, came back to Melbourne, went to Sydney, lived in India again. Now we've moved here. We've traveled all around the world, had a couple of kids. The only thing she wants that we haven't done yet is a house, but that's not happening until we settle down. So fucking forget about that. And it's not so much about the pulling. The pulling is fine. Anyone can pull. Like, pulling's like whatever, like it's a fluke almost. What the tricky part is keeping. The keeping is the hard part. And if you want to keep, you have to have just a little bit of depth to your personality. If you don't have any depth to your personality, then after 2 or 3 years, it always happens. I see it happen to so many people I know. They're in perpetual 2-3 year fucking relationships because what happens is their partner gets to the bottom of their character and they're like, oh, there's nothing left. There's nothing else. And then it all falls apart. The reality of who they're with hits them and then they feel trapped. Whereas with someone with a little bit of depth of personality, you can perpetually surprise your partner with, I don't know, good things and bad things. Bad things aren't necessarily bad things all the time either. Struggle is good. You just got to know that you fight past the struggle. So So it's all ups and downs and shit, but you have to be compatible in some way. And I'll just let the listeners know Anna, who is sending this Ask Boyle in, was dating a a dude in jail for quite some time. So my first bit of advice would be maybe don't go on jail Tinder. Jail Tinder's probably not the first place I'd look. I'm not saying people in jail aren't dateable. I'm just saying there's complications there. There's hurdles you have to overcome. And there's going to be enough hurdles in a normal relationship. And so it's mainly like depth of character, compatibility. This is to keep someone good. And then you have to keep the life you're living together relatively exciting. There has to be new experiences. You can't let it get stale. You know what I mean? You got to keep moving in one direction or the other. That's the thing. And then her parents. Yeah, well, the thing is, her old man, her dad, who is he's like a dude in India. He's a human rights activist. He's a fucking author. He's a lawyer. He never bought into like the Indian culture type thing either. So like he is outside all the rule sets. And he, despite the fact he's a dude, it's not because he's like uber wealthy or anything like that. So he didn't give a fuck about any of that. Her mum, on the other hand, she wasn't a big fan of me. So it took like a year to convince. It wasn't like, just go with that guy. There was some lying. There was some skullduggery. Like I pretended I had a degree. No, I didn't even pretend. I was doing a degree. I restarted anthropology just to show them like, yeah, he's doing this. And then I quit. Once it was all sealed, then I quit. And my wife, even though I'm like 41 now, she's like, you fucking lied to me about that. You said you were going to do it. I'm like, I'm a fucking comedian, all right? What do you want me to do? Anthropology. I am doing anthropology. So he sort of greenlit the whole thing. He okayed it. And also, I think he I think he knew that she wouldn't be able to be with an Indian dude. She's too much of a wild card to be with. Like, she needed someone that she couldn't walk over. She would stomp over most dudes. And I think her dad recognized that. Her dad recognized maybe I'll be able to handle her. That's what he said to me after we got married. We were at a dinner and my wife's like, you should say this, you should say that to my dad. I'm like, yeah, okay. I forget what it was, but she was prepping me. Just say you'll look after me and all that sort of stuff. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll say that. And before I got a chance to say that, he, in front of the whole table, her sitting next to me, is like, you know what she's like. Can you just have patience with her, please? And then she obviously went off her head, and I'm like, yes, I understand. I fully understand, sir. Oh, that's another thing you need to do to fucking keep someone as well. You need to stand your ground because it's a woman's thing to grind you away. They don't mean it. It doesn't it doesn't say anything about you. It's just in their nature to grind away at who you are and then reshape you into what they want. But once they reshape you into what they want, you're finished. It's over. So you need to hold your ground, even if that means you need to walk away. You've got to have some things that are non-negotiable. What are mine? I like to chill. No, that's not mine. But fucking, you've got to fight occasionally. You've got to fucking fight hardcore occasionally just to reset the boundaries and the lines. And that's where a lot of couples, I think, go wrong. They either don't fight or they fight so hard and then break up. They think it's not repairable. It's repairable most of the time, but it's a necessity. You've got to fucking fight occasionally. Anyway, fucking, this is going to be a long one. Did I even answer the question? That basically sounded like fucking 15 minutes of me trying to convince myself that my wife made the right decision. Oh, fucking, I'll go to a cave. I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking cave stare the rest of my life out. It doesn't bother me. Anyway, fucking Anna, I hope that answered your question. That'll do for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.